Hello and welcome back to the kitchen, and today I am super excited to be showing you guys my process for how I use the Source Turbo machine to turn my alcohol-based cannabis tinctures into my preferred infusion method, which is full extract cannabis oil. Now, if you are brand new here and this is all new to you, please feel free to go to my website, emilykylenutrition.com. I have step-by-step guides where you can learn how to make a cannabis-based alcohol tincture. And you can also learn about what full extract cannabis oil is and if that's something that you want. However, if you're already here, I'm thinking you already know those things and you're interested in reclaiming your alcohol, saving money, and making a better end product. So that's really why I prefer to use the Source Turbo method. So when I first introduce people to making cannabis-based tinctures, I always recommend evaporating off most of the alcohol. So many people tell me they put that under their tongue and they get the burn. You can if you want to, but you don't have to live with the burn. And that's really what I'm here to show you today. So this Source Turbo machine, what it does is you take your alcohol-based tincture that you've already made, and I'll show you step by step how we're going to do that. But once you put it into this machine, what happens is not only does the alcohol evaporate off, but this machine collects it for you. So what happens is you are actually reclaiming 95% of the alcohol that you put in. So if you put in this much Everclear to start, you're getting 95% of it back. Now this is huge for a lot of people because so many people in my wellness cannabis community tell me, A, it's really hard to get high proof alcohol because some states don't allow it. And B, it's really expensive. So if you're just evaporating it off into thin air, you could be wasting a lot of money, especially if you are making a lot of batches of full extract cannabis oil. So if that is you, if that you are someone who is constantly making full extract cannabis oil or investing in it, making for a friend, loved one, business, something like that, that's where the Source Turbo machine comes in. You invest in this machine once and you get to save the money on your alcohol time and time again. So here we are. I'm going to show you my exact setup of how I put everything together and how I can go from tincture to FECO in less than 2 hours. I'm glad to have you here with me. Let's get started. I am starting with the Source Turbo Complete set. So you can get the Source Turbo machine by itself, or you can get the complete set. I absolutely recommend getting the complete set because without these pieces, I felt a little overwhelmed and I wasn't sure what I was doing. But once I got these pieces, it really made it super simple. If you are someone here watching today who already has the Source Turbo and did not get the complete set, no worries. You absolutely don't have to have it. It's just a nice to have. Essentially, this is what we're using for filtration. So if you don't have, this is going to be a flask and a funnel. If you don't have these things, you can do it the old school way, mason jar, coffee filter, and you're just using it to strain the plant matter from the alcohol. I'm just showing you a fancy way to do it with the machine. Now this machine uses vacuum and temperature control to evaporate the alcohol off at a lower temperature. So typically alcohol evaporates off it will evaporate off at room temperature over time, but what the machine will do is because of the pressure in the vacuum, it will get the alcohol to boil off at 107 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're never overcooking our tincture, but we're evaporating off that alcohol. Now, what's nice about pairing the machine with the complete set is the machine has this vacuum function. I'll show you when we use it, but essentially when you use the hose and you hook it up to your funnel, we're using vacuum filtration to remove the plant matter from the alcohol. And I guess this is a good point to make when using the Source Turbo machine. The machine is like an oven, right? It does something specific. It is a tool. But what we put into the oven really, really dictates our outcome, right? So think about making roast chicken. Everybody and their mom has their own way they like to make roast chicken. And it depends on how you season your chicken, how your chicken was harvested and processed, whether you put your chicken in a brine, all of the things that you do before that chicken gets to the oven will impact the final outcome. And that's what I want you to understand here with your product, is that everything you do to make your tincture before it goes into the Source Turbo machine will dictate your final concentrate coming out of the machine. right? Okay, so the machine can't make anything different or what isn't there. You have to be in control of the tincture making process first. So that's why we're making the best possible, highest quality tincture by following the quick wash extraction technique. And then the second step there is good filtration. So by using vacuum filtration, and the filter that you use matters too. So if you're just using a coffee filter at this point, totally fine. When you're ready to advance, I'm using ExtractCraft actually provided this with the complete set, which was really nice. So this filter is 110 micrometers or millimeters, but how you filter your tincture will affect how many impurities end up in the end product. So excellent filtration is going to be really, really important for having a really good quality end product, right? So I hope you're with me. How you make your tincture, which process you use, how you filter your tincture, all of these things you do before it gets into the machine have a bigger impact on your final outcome than what the machine can do. So I hope that makes sense. Let me introduce you to all of the other things that we're going to use for this process. So if you get the complete set, it will come all like this. This is the machine itself, and it's really a very simple machine. I'll take it apart here for you so you can see all the different pieces, and that way, if you are someone who's just taking yours out of the box, you feel comfortable with it. I know when I first took mine out of the box, I was a little nervous. So this is our base model here. This is the brain of the machine, if you will. Quite simple. We just have a start button. And this here controls the vacuum of the machine. So you will only need to use that once while you're starting and while you're ending. Otherwise, one simple button, I promise you it's very easy. I don't know why I was intimidated at first when I started using it, but when you see how simple it is, I hope that it can make you feel comfortable getting started using it. Now, I like to take it all apart at first and show you on here, we have this little tiny hose. This is part of the vacuum. And so what happens is when you have it all together, the vacuum will suck through and everything will become vacuum sealed. But we can also use that vacuum part for our filtration. So let me just walk you through this filtration part first. If you do not have the complete set, again, don't worry, you can filter through a coffee filter or however else you do it. I just want to show you how I do it with the machine, and then I'll do a step-by-step demonstration so you can see it. But basically, you're going to take this hose. This comes with the complete set. That hooks up to the vacuum. You're going to hook that up to your flask. This comes with the complete set as well. Felt very much like chemistry class. I was a little nervous at first, but honestly, now I feel like a complete pro. Once you do it once, I promise it feels so much easier. This is the funnel. No need to be worried about it. It's just your average funnel, and what you do is you take the paper that they give you and you put it right inside. Again, I'll do a whole tutorial on it. And then they also give you a collar as well, and that just helps when this meets this to make sure that we don't have glass on glass. Let me find the right size. And it just helps with the vacuum as well. So that one is too big, go one smaller. Again, I'll show you how to put this all together, but it all comes with the complete set, so it's super easy to do. I just don't want you to be intimidated by it. You get everything you need here. This is what you need for filtration. Then you move over the source turbo. It's really simple. It's just 4 simple pieces. First, we have this catch here. This is going to catch all of the alcohol that becomes evaporated. So once you are done, you're going to find all the alcohol here, and you just pour it right back into your alcohol bottle. This goes on top of the machine. Nothing difficult you need to do, just set it there. Then you have your crucible, and this is where your full extract cannabis oil will end up. Right in here. So I'll show you at the end what that looks like. Couldn't be any simpler. All you do is you take it and you spin it right inside the machine. And then comes with the lid. You need the lid to get the vacuum to seal. And the very last piece, we're going to put some ice in this top bin here. This just helps with the condensation and evaporation. But that's it. I want you to feel like this is easy. I'm going to now go in and overhead and show you step by step how to set this up. But I want you to feel like, okay, this is simple. I can do this. because when I first pulled it out of the box, I was like, I don't know about this, but feel comfortable. These are just a couple simple pieces. Let's make our alcohol-based tincture, and then I'm going to show you how to get the machine on and run it, and then we'll see what the full extra cannabis oil looks like at the end. All right, this is everything that you're going to get in the Source Turbo Complete set. So I'm going to show you how to set this up first for filtration so that we can filter the tincture that we just made. You're going to want to disassemble your machine. So typically it is put together when you get it in the box, and you're going to want to take it apart. So the first thing, I'll teach you the name. So this little part here again is called the crucible, and this is what is going to hold your full extra cannabis oil when you are done. Has a little threaded ring here, and that's going to unscrew from the machine. So you're going to take that out and you're going to set that aside. And then this is your alcohol collection bin. You're going to set this aside as well. You want to use just the base model of the machine here, and you're going to want to have this just set up on your counter. You're going to want to plug it in, and this little hose extender here is what you're going to want to use. So when you get the complete set, you get this hose, it comes with it. So you'll take this tiny tip here and you will insert that and snugly fit that on the vacuum seal. That's what's going to pull the vacuum, so that needs to be on very tight. Then you're going to take this and you're going to attach it to your flask. Sorry, I have a little bit of alcohol in here just because I was cleaning mine out. Yours should be empty. And then you're going to connect this here. You're going to want the seal to be as tight as possible for the vacuum filtration that you're going to be running. So, just popped right off. That's pretty normal. Just go ahead and get it in a way that's comfortable and fits with your setup. Okay, mine looks good here. Next step, you're going to take the funnel that they sent with your kit, and you're going to want to find the right fitting collar. This collar goes in between here, so that's again just to keep the ceramic from touching the glass. Then we'll use our collar. Then we'll use our funnel. Okay, we're getting there. So our next step is going to be to add our filtration paper. Again, this comes with the full set, so super simple for you if that's what you purchased. Okay, let's grab our tincture. We are going to be ready to go. This process is going to move pretty quickly, so I want you to know what you're looking at. This cannabis tincture here is going to get poured into here. This is going to be using the filter to separate the plant matter from your alcohol-based tincture, which will end up here. This is the vacuum machine. The power button is here, and I'm going to turn it on. You'll hear some noise. It does have some noise, but really what I want you to see is this beautiful tincture that we're creating inside. Turn the machine on. That noise means it's on, but the vacuum isn't running yet, so I'm going to wait for the vacuum to run. You want to hear the noise before you do it. There we go. That is the vacuum. Here goes the tincture. See how that's pulling? Okay, so this is pulling. This is using vacuum to pull all of the alcohol and separate it from the plant matter here. All right, so that completes the first step of our process of separating the plant material from the cannabis tincture. So now what we're going to do is we're going to disassemble this, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get your Source Turbo ready to make your full extra cannabis oil. So first things first, you're going to take off this filter. The magical question, what to do with all of this leftover plant matter. Some people say it's not worth it to keep. Some people say it's absolutely worth it to keep. You can go to my website, EmilyKyleNutrition.com. I have 15 ideas of what to do with leftover pulp. I personally love putting it in Bath & Body like salt scrubs. So that is what I prefer to do. But again, the choice is yours how you want to use that leftover plant material. Some people just throw it out. So you're going to set that aside. You can throw your filter away. You are done with it. And then you will remove the collar. You're done with that as well. You can disassemble your hose. You do not need that for the process anymore, so that can go away as well. And look what you're left with. You have this absolutely gorgeous tincture. This is perfect. Golden Dragon doesn't get more golden than this. I'm really excited to run this in the machine. Now, I am going to run into a problem here because this crucible only holds about 300 milliliters, and I have about 600 here in my flask, so I'm probably going to just have to run this twice, which is fine. Gives me extra time to show you guys what to do. Honestly, if I wanted to be running bigger batches, the Source Turbo does have a machine called the ETOH Pro, which can run, I believe, up to 4 liters at a time. So if you are industrial or making this for your business, we certainly have other options as well. Let's get this machine set up here. I originally had it backwards because I was using the hose part, but I don't need that anymore, so I can set it up facing me where I'll use the button. Very, very simple here. We're going to put in our alcohol collector. You don't need to do much aside from make sure that it is in there perfectly with the silicone. And next comes our crucible. So we're going to go ahead and put that in here. You're going to spin that all the way around until it is firm and snug. That's it. Super simple, right? So now the next step is to put the tincture in the crucible. So we will do that. And again, I'm not going to be able to put all of mine in here, so I'll just do that for now, which is totally fine. This is like as simple as it gets, you guys. It's really, really easy. So now we're just going to put on the lid. One thing to note about the lid, it's pretty cool. It's actually uneven so that when condensation occurs, it just drips off into this collection bin. So it makes a lot of sense. So you're going to put the lid on here. Just make sure it's snug. You don't need to make sure it's super tight or anything because the vacuum will take care of that. So let me plug mine in. And there will be some noise at the beginning, but that's okay. That's just your vacuum suctioning. Now, there is also the option to use the app. If you want, they do have an app in the App Store for Android and Apple, so you can hook it up to your phone. I like using it because it shows me how much of the vacuum that is going to be sealed. But otherwise, I just want to make sure that my vacuum, I have a little knob here for the vacuum. It says close and open. You just want to make sure it's to close because we're going to be sealing the vacuum. This is it. All we have to do is push the button to get started. So I'm going to push the green button here. What's going to happen is it's going to start now the vacuum process, and that's going to get this lid to seal completely. So let's let that happen and I'll come right back. Now, as you can see here, the vacuum is pulling, so that's going to be getting this all to be a vacuum seal. Once the vacuum happens, then the ethanol, the alcohol here, can start to evaporate at a temperature of only 107 degrees Fahrenheit, which is great because it does not overcook our tincture. But again, in here you can see the tincture. That's just this vacuum getting settled up. While this is ready, I'm going to get our tray ready for ice. That's it. My vacuum is fully sealed. You'll know your vacuum is sealed when you cannot pull the lid off. So mine will pull up the machine. It's ready to go. My tincture is in here, ready to be evaporated. Now, one step that we can do to help the entire process is with the complete set, you'll get this metal tin. You're going to put the ice right on top of this. That just helps that alcohol, when it comes up to the lid, it helps it to condensate and then trickle back down. So this is it. This is going to run for 2 hours. I will keep you guys posted on what the end product looks like, and we will go from there. All right, friends, this has been running for 2 hours. I left it overnight. So first I'm going to use this and I'm going to undo the vacuum seal. And that will allow me to get back into the machine. Otherwise, it's stuck on the top. So we're undoing this. You can hear it, and you can kind of see the way things move around here. This is the alcohol dripping down into the collection plate. So we're going to pull this off. The vacuum is sealed, unbroken. Again, you want the alcohol to drip back into the collection. You don't want it dripping back into your tincture. And I told you guys I sealed this really, really far, so it has not evaporated all of the alcohol yet. I'm actually going to add more tincture to this, and I'm going to continue to evaporate. But I want to show you we're down about 50% in our volume here. And for some people, that's enough. You know, they only want to evaporate at 50%. Other people, it's not enough. So you can see here quite a bit of liquid still left in there. Here's our FECO. We're going to keep working with this. I like to get it to about this consistency. Makes it easier to work with. It's not so sticky yet. We have a lot of options here. But the next thing we're going to do is, because we're so far in, let's go ahead and reclaim all. See all this alcohol? I want to go ahead and put that back in the bottle. Again, the whole point of this is that we are actually saving the alcohol, replacing it all, saving ourselves money. So I'm going to go back to my funnel. I use this one because it's a nice way to clean it out at the end as well. This is just getting it right back into the bath and the alcohol thing it came from. So we're done with the machine for this moment. I am going to use it again in a second, so we'll pull it back out. If you have any liquid here, that's just condensation from the machine. And super simple, we'll just take our collection bin here and all right, and that is it for the alcohol portion. So you can see 95% of my alcohol has been recovered, and I'm going to use that again for a future tincture. All right, that is exactly how I make my cannabis-based tincture and use the Source Turbo machine to reclaim my alcohol and end up with full extract cannabis oil. I hope that this video was helpful for you. I hope that you learned a little bit more about the why behind the process and really why I love using full extract cannabis oil as my end product of choice. Of course, if you want to learn more information about the Source Turbo, you can go to my website, emilykylenutrition.com/source. I will absolutely leave a link below for you to go ahead and learn more. And one of the great things is that I do partner with ExtractCraft to promote the Source Turbo because it really is the perfect marriage for my community members. So I do offer a special bonus if you purchase the Source Turbo from me. Come back and tell me. I offer every single person who purchases through me free access to my online course, Edibles Made Easy, which offers tutorial videos on how to use the Source Turbo machine. It's $195 value, again, completely free with your Source Turbo. And the whole point of this is so that once you get your machine, I'm there helping you, like hand holding you, teaching you exactly like this, how to use the machine, but how to make incredible edibles at home that not only taste good, that are not only as potent as you need them to be, but also that helps you to improve the quality of your life and achieve whatever goal you've set out to accomplish. Any more questions about how to make full extract cannabis oil, a quick tincture, anything related to making cannabis edibles, please visit my website, emilykylenutrition.com.